Hello, my name is Lacey, and I am the Chief Teaching Unicorn at Rebel Unicorn Crafts. I teach creative classes in Northern Colorado, everything from jewelry classes to painting, including watercolor and acrylic, and fluid pouring. So in many of these classes, especially the fluid pouring, sometimes I feel like 2 hours isn't enough to answer all the questions if this is something you want to go home and try to do. So I want to work on making some videos that can be used by others as well as supplements for my students, so that if they're at home and they've got a few more questions that we didn't go over in class, that maybe these will help to answer some of those questions. The first thing we're going to do is dive into fluid painting. Now, one of the big questions I get asked is, what kind of paint do you use? And I typically use just whatever craft store paint is on sale from Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or Joann. I think that this should be kind of a lower cost barrier for at least learning until you're ready to do a big, beautiful pour. Plus, I haven't seen that much difference in pouring with Floetrol versus water, so we're going to also be watering down with water for my classes. I am working on a level 2, and we might explore a little bit of the Floetrol in that class. So what we're going to be doing today is diving into a whole new paint I haven't used. I've been trying to expand my paint selection from what I can get at those 3 local stores, but still keep it cost effective both for my home practice as well as for my classes, and for class participants to go out and buy something without breaking the bank. So we're going to be diving into this Sargent acrylic because in one of the Amazon reviews, well, at least one of them, there were a few, they said something to the effect of a fluid painter's dream. So I bought this Sargent Art acrylic paint from Amazon, and it came with 12 bottles, 16 fluid ounces of paint which makes it about per fluid ounce. Let's see how it works and see if it's any different to what I've been using. I'll talk about the differences, and then in the following video I'm going to do a direct comparison between my most popular paint brand that I use and this here. Okay, so we're going to get started with the Sargent Art acrylic paint, and I only put silicone in the black paint. I'm using a black, a white, a yellow, a light blue, a purple, as well as I really wanted some metallic, so I am using a silver that is Craft Smart paint. Each color has been watered down approximately with 30% water, and again with silicone only in the black. So we're going to start by doing a bit of a dirty cup. We're just going to add a bunch of the different colors in kind of a random assortment of layers, and then we'll set that to the side because I want to get some of that dirty cup effect without doing just a straight dirty pour. And then I'm going to lay down 3 kind of blobs of black paint because I want 3 major interest areas. And I'm going to just be layering some different colors here, alternating between the circles. Some of them will receive all the colors, sometimes they won't receive all the colors. And I'll also be intermixing this dirty pour into different layers of my kind of little circular areas. Let's just watch how that turns out. I'll speed this up so that we can have a little faster gratification. Okay, so now here's where things are going to get exciting. Well, or they were exciting for me. I just wanted to just kind of flick my finger across this. It was very tempting, so I did. And I want to see how that's going to affect the pour. So let's start moving. I really like the colors that I chose for this, and the paint is actually moving very well, but if you kind of notice, it has this strange jello-like property where it's very liquidy, but it also kind of resists motion unless it's in a glob. It kind of reminds me of cornstarch, where if in one state it just runs and in another state it's solid. I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of jello like, or it doesn't have the same feeling to a lot of the other paints, but it is covering the canvas beautifully. I really like the colors. I'm not getting a ton of mixing of colors, except for maybe in the areas where I use that acrylic paint, or the Craftsmart silver acrylic. So there might be something there. I'm not exactly sure, but in general, I think this looks pretty cool. Okay, our last thing that we need to test is to see if we can get additional cells to develop using our torch, and we'll give that a go. And I'm not actually getting a huge reaction. Usually I get larger cells or a lot of little tiny ones, and this is only causing a few little ones to occur. So we'll give it a try, but I don't know if this paint reacts very well to the torch. As a matter of fact, I'm mainly getting additional cells using the torch with the Craftsmart silver tier. Well, that was a lot of fun testing a new paint. I would say this is at least worth trying. It definitely has beautiful colors that you can mix up, and it moves a little funny, but that's kind of fun to work with. I mean, look at those rivers of vibrant colors in between others. So give it a try. If you want a bunch of cells to develop with a torch, this might not be the paint for you, but I wouldn't not recommend this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helped give a little more insight into a new paint that you might want to try that you can't get at your local hobby store, and I hope that you give it a try. If you do make one of these paintings, I'd love to see it. You can either send it to me through my Instagram, Rebel Unicorn Crafts, tag me in one of your pictures, whatever it is. I love seeing what you create, so go out there and get creating.